when people look from the outside in, and I think maybe it's an image a person is portraying, or it could be confidence, it could be a whole lot of different things. Do you have any issues that people have with you? Not that you have with yourself, but has anybody expressed something to you that was probably out of place because they didn't really even have the right to tell you what to do with yourself and your body?
So many times. Okay. So many times. I've had people tell me that it's not okay to gain weight, that it's not okay to look the way that I look, that it's not okay to have rolls, to have cellulite. I've had people tell me that, you know, you should be afraid to eat certain things, to do certain things. And what I've had to overcome is, for one, food fear. I've had to learn body acceptance. It is okay to gain weight, y'all. Mm-hmm. It is okay to eat what you want. It is not okay to not be active. And I think that's an important thing. And just because you active don't mean you're going to be small. Just because you active don't mean you're not going to get rid of those rolls. Your body, everybody is different. Let's talk about how your body stores and uses nutrients. It is always different for every person in this room. I need a certain amount of protein. I need a certain amount of fat. I need a certain amount of carbs. I need a certain amount of fiber, but it's going to be different for you, and you. I think that it's important to go about life putting the food into your body that makes you feel good the next day. It's important to go about life waking up and moving. Moving is such an important thing. And if you have a disability, there are other things that can move. I'm not just talking about physical health, I'm talking about mental health. There are things to make you strong, to make you flexible, to make you shine, to make you bright. And that is very important. And so I've had to take what other people said. Somebody's shaking for me back there.
Come on, baby girl, she got you.
Right? I've had to take all the shame that I've had, the body shaming in particular, and to turn it around and make it a positive for the people that I come across. And I want to shed light and touch people every day to let you know that the way you look is perfectly fine. But if you don't love yourself now, no matter what you want to change today or tomorrow, you're never going to be able to be satisfied with that change until you love who you are now. Thank your body for waking up. Thank your body for walking. Thank your body for being able to eat, for being able to breathe and be able to exist and take up space.
Right.
And I think it's very important that, I think it's ironic that we think that the smaller we get, the more space we can take up.
Right.
Ooh. You know what I'm saying?
Say that again, please.
The smaller we get, the more space we can take up. That's some bull. We take up space at all times. We breathe in things at all times. We use things at all times. And we have the ability to pass light on to everybody that we touch and see and talk to, just like I try to do every day. But one last thing I do want to say about that is you are not alive to just pay bills, make other people happy, and to obsess about losing weight.
Right.
You are alive to have a successful, loving, and happy life, and to do things that you want to do as long as it doesn't harm anyone else.
Right.
You are alive to be beautiful, to be the sun. You are alive to be damn happy.
And I agree with that totally. You know that, right? Because I think that one of the things, and especially as a woman and as you get older, and I know we had a young lady here, she had to leave, but she said that she was 28 and she had 7 kids. And so she had to leave because she had to go take care of the kids. And I was just like, bye, girl. I will see you at something else, right? And then I had to ask her how old she was because she looked like a teenager, right? So I'm just like, wow. I think that something that is there is resilience. That's within women. And when we talk about that and being women and then just, body shapes, and all of a sudden you see a lot of people, surgery, pills, all those things. And of course, let's throw back to the old school bulimia, you know what I'm saying? Those kind of things. And people just making those decisions that maybe they didn't see themselves a certain way. So we can't control how you see yourself, but we can definitely say that as a society that I think personally, it's gotten a little bit more lax in relation to now people see, oh, wow, it's really big girls out here and we can make money off of them. And they want to wear clothes too, right? And so it's kind of one of those things where I think it's just transitioning. So how do you feel like mainstream society is kind of dealing with the thick girl?
I think mainstream society is definitely thinking it's a profitable culture right now. However, I am anti-diet. I am all about body positivity. People talk about how I might be promoting fat positivity. However, fat positivity is not what you think it is. I'm not saying that it's, people should be fat. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm saying that you should look at fat as just being fat. That it is what it is. It's neither here, it's neither there. It's not good, it's not bad. It's nothing that you should identify a person as. And I think mainstream culture is making it so it's kind of like a trend to be plus size now.
Okay. Thank you. I'm glad you went that direction.
It's some slim women out here that'll hear me perform the song "Thick Girls Do It Better" and come up to me and be like, "Girl, I've been trying to get thick. I've been trying to eat my grits, my cake, exactly." I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying that you have to be thick out here. I'm just trying to show the thicker women a little bit more love, because every day that we step outside, we are told to look different. We are told to be small. We are told to obsess and push ourselves to lose weight and to be a different person at all times, when that is not how we are defined. Our weight, our size, our shape is not who we are. And I think that mainstream culture is making it so it is going to become an identity. And if people aren't thick, then they're going to start feeling a little self-conscious after a while. So I want people to kind of just push that out of the way and just know that body positivity is really the goal here. I'm promoting health and well-being for all people, all bodies, regardless of shape, size, gender, color. And I think that it's very important to have other people back in that statement of, because it's for everybody. I'm not leaving anybody out. I'm not trying to be exclusive. Everything is exclusive these days. I want everybody to be included. If you got a little booty, you included too, baby.
Okay. Come on, little booties. I don't have a little booty, though. We kind of thick with it over here, though. Okay, all right.
If you got small thighs, if you got big thighs, you got some cellulite, some rolls,
Save lives.
Included, baby.
Save lives.
You included,
because thick thighs, if you ever almost dropped your phone in the toilet, if you have thick thighs, it's not going nowhere. Coat. Not caught. No, I just want coat. It's coat, I just read this quote. I want to make it seem like it's really profound. I just read this quote, and the quote said, "If you take your bra off and no crumbs fall out, your titties ain't shit." And when I saw that quote, I was like, see, I knew y'all was doing something good, because a crumb will come out every now and then. It'll get caught up in there, right? But I wanted to make it sound profound, though. But I think that it's just kind of one of those things where people are putting out their version of what's positive and letting you know that it's okay to be that person. And then I think that we find the things that we identify with. And that just makes sense to me, that now it is more of a positive thing. So I want to ask you about this person. This is like a surprise pop-up question. Only because you're already in the profession, you sing and all of that. What do you think about Lizzo?
Oh,
you know Lizzo?
Have
y'all heard of Lizzo? If y'all have not heard of Lizzo, I need y'all to watch and listen to Lizzo. I live for her, and I'm just like, she has got to be one of the most body positive people that's out there right now, and just great music, a great voice, but fun. Like, she makes me feel like she's my friend, right?
She's so energetic. I love her.
Okay, I figured you would, but I figured I'd throw that. Now, do you like the new song, Tempo?
Yes, with Missy Elliott. Yes. Oh, y'all. Okay, follow Lizzo.
I'm going to play the song before we leave today, just so y'all can do it. We're not going to put it on the podcast because I'm not trying to pay royalties when it comes out, but we'll play the song for y'all. And that song kind of reminded me of you in a pumped up kind of way, because it's a totally different type of song, right? But still basically telling people that there are positive things about it. And what I loved about your video was I felt like I saw a relationship in there. And can you speak to that as far as just building relationships with people, and maybe some of the personal relationships that you have based on your personal identification?
So I've had lots of relationships in my past, just to let you know. I think that I found the keys to relationship management, though, as far as whether it's platonic or whether it's romantic or anything. And the reason why the relationship you saw in the video looks so lit.
It did. It looked good.
It's because we were friends first. Oh. And nothing crazy went on, just to let you know.
Okay.
But I think that the three most important things of a relationship would be communication, trust, and understanding. People always say communication and trust, but if you don't understand the person that you're dealing with, if you don't understand the things that make them feel uncomfortable, the things that they want in life, then you will never need to communicate, because you could say things to them all day, but if you don't understand it, they're not going to get anything. Yeah, exactly. So it's like a lot of people just want to trust. They just want to talk and tell people what they need, but you need somebody that is actually going to take what you need and apply it to their everyday life. You need somebody that's going to say, oh, I know this is making you uncomfortable, so how can I fix it? Can you tell me every time that I do it that I need to fix it? Can I hold myself accountable for the things that make you feel uncomfortable? And can you hold yourself accountable for the things that you do to other people as well? You know, you have to be able to trust somebody, even in a business relationship. If you can't trust them, you can't do business together.
Definitely in a business relationship. But you know what? I think one of the things that's interesting is I've always looked at this, and I don't know, maybe this is why me and my husband work. I feel like a marriage is a business to me. So, you know, one thing that I could say that we learned to do time, you know, was the literal time management. So this is kind of like a theme and planning and doing things like that. You know, I think when we first started dating, he used to play video games all the time, and I never really understood that, because for me, I was just like, okay, this looks like a whole lot of money. This looks like a whole lot of waste of time. But then when I understood at the time that this was like a mental break, like I got off of work, I needed to take this time, then I was like, okay, we'll play your video games, because guess what? I know where you're at, in the living room, sitting on the floor playing video games, right? Or sitting on the couch playing video games. And then it just transitioned to where that's not anything that he cares about at all anymore, right? But it's still, I need a mental break when I get home. So it's like, when you get home, let me give you that time. Go ahead, honey, hit ESPN and watch that and chill out. And I'm gonna see you around whatever o'clock, right? And so I think that once you start to get in these relationships, you start to kind of learn the other person and try to give them their own time and give them their own space. And have you felt like there's any kind of key to doing that, to being able to let a person be that person and still, you know, have that relationship and that bond?
Yeah, I think one of the keys I found is to know that person's boundaries and when they need me time, you know, because everybody needs some me time. You can't constantly, right? Did you get one of those shakers?
Get that shaker. Get that baby a shaker. She needs a shaker too. Okay. She said she got you.
The baby got all the
baby got the shakers.
But I think it's important to understand that you cannot constantly give out all of your energy to one person.
Come on, energy.
You know, and expect them to be able to give it back. You know, we all have our own allotment of energy that we can use and that we can take in from somebody else. And if you spend so much time with somebody, you are going to be so drained, especially if you are a businesswoman, especially if you have something that you need to be working on every day, which most of us do. You cannot constantly be around that person and expect to be successful and to have a clear head at all times. You got to take time for yourself. That person needs to take time for yourself. And I'm a very firm believer in just letting people enjoy things. If video games is your thing, then it's your thing. Like, if it makes you happy and you're not harming anybody, then go ahead and do it. Me personally, I don't have the attention span for video games, but
is that because you're a creative though?
I don't know, because I know a lot of creatives that love video games.
You're just a different type of creative.
I guess so. I don't know. I think whenever I do try to play a video game, you got 5 minutes before I'm like, look, I got to work on something real quick. I got to do something. But then I have a very good friend who is a producer, musician. They do a lot of things, and they love video games. Like, that is their pastime. Whenever they get maybe an hour or two to themselves, it's video games. For me, I'm probably sleeping. But, you know, that's not to say sleep. Right. I enjoy sleep whenever I can get it. And like I said, I like to let people enjoy things. If it makes them happy, she loves to talk to people, and that makes her happy. Let her enjoy things.
Can take her banana. Okay. When you said she has all of them, she was like, no, I really don't. So I'm going to go around the room and seek out those things, and then I'll make sure that I have the monopoly.
Right.
But so as far as your creative energy goes, where do you go? Like, I mean, whether it's a place in your mind, if it's something that kind of inspires you, so that this way it gives you that energy to write and to create.
I'm a different being. I can be creative any place that I am. When it comes to finishing the project, sometimes I do have to be alone. It's hard for me to kind of shut off all of the energy and all of the distractions that I have around me unless I am alone. But as far as finding my inspiration, I found inspiration right here today. I can find inspiration at work. I can find inspiration in the bathroom, in the shower. I can find inspiration around somebody else. I think it really just depends on what's happening at that moment, how I'm feeling and the people that I'm around as well. But most of my songs I've started writing around a whole bunch of other people, and I finish it at home.
So what was the catalyst for Thick Girls Do It Better?
Me being a thick girl that does it better.
Come on, okay. Don't be trying to answer a question with the answer. But it had to be something where you were like, I need to write this song.
So I have battled depression and eating disorders for most of my life. When I was in high school, I was starving myself. I attempted to do the bulimia type deal, but that wasn't working for me. You know, as a young black girl with a amazing black mama who's a teacher, she worries about me. So hearing her daughter in the bathroom throwing up, that was not going to work. But not really knowing exactly when her daughter ate was something that I could get away with. So Thick Girls Do It Better came about when I finally said, you know, F diet culture. I'm not going to go on any other diets. I've done every diet out there. And I'm tired. I'm tired of obsessing over how I'm supposed to look and what I need to eat. When there are other people that can eat whatever they want and stay small, when there are other people that eat whatever they want and they get bigger, you know, everybody is different, and I had to realize that. And like I said, it wasn't about me shaming slimmer women. It was more about me coming into my own and accepting my own body and talking to the women that looked like me and saying, hey, this song is for you. You should learn to love who you are, love your shape, love your size, and know that you are unique. And the way you look right now is because you were supposed to look like that right now. You know, so I wrote that song. You know, people started to love it. I started to love it even more.
I do.
Yeah, and I still perform it to this day. I think that's going to be with me forever.
We're going to have her perform it today. Is that all right with y'all?
Yes.
All right, you ready?
I am ready.
You want to jump on? Jump on.
Are you ready?
Come on, bandmates. All right, so she's going to go ahead and get set up. And then we're going to let you guys get a lovely musical performance to end our wonderful afternoon with Give It to the People podcast. And you're going to be like our first musical guest ever.
Oh,
so this, I feel like real like XM radio, you know, like I feel like one of those things now because I've never had this happen. So I'm excited about this. Woo! And feel free to use your maracas and your fruits and vegetables and all of the rest of that.
Yes, use the shakers.
And if you know the words, feel free to sing along.
This is my bandmate calling y'all. Hello, hello, hello.